Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn. Tonight is the NFL honors, and so we are going to go over who we think is going to get what certain awards like MVP, Rookie of the Year, different stuff like that. So that's what we'll be going over in this episode. Stay tuned and enjoy the show. I don't think I've ever said that.
Saints. Mojo is mine, bro. Mojo is pro. Mojo getting too many TDs. Mojo running free, you can't take it down. You try to tackle him, you look like such a clown. 1, 2, green, 1, 2, red. He hurdles you right over your head. Komodo's the best, he helps you rest. Nope, that's freaky case. Oh, wait, we're hot. Komodo is mine, bro. Komodo is pro. Komodo is mine, bro.
Hey, this is Quinn, reminding you to please take a moment and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, click on the notification bell to never miss an upload of Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn. Enjoy the show. Hey, this is Quinn, coming back from the commercial break. You just can't get enough of Komodo, right? I mean, it's amazing.
I just thought I was listening to another commercial there. I thought Noah pressed the wrong button or something. That was pretty impressive.
Alright, so today, like I said before, tonight is the NFL honors where they announce who gets MVP, Rookie of the Year, like Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and all the awards. And me and Myles are going to be going briefly over who we think's going to get every award, and we're going to agree on one player. Today, so far, we do not have Myles Lane here yet, but we hope he can join us later in the show for his segment. Yeah, he's on location somewhere. Mm-hmm. Somewhere.
More like vacation.
Ooh, that could be right.
Ooh. Watch out for that.
Oh, boy. Anyways, so, yeah, we're just going to get started. So, Myles, I think we should start it off with probably the most obvious one, MVP. I think we can both agree on this.
That is this even contested?
We're
going
Rodgers.
Air Bear. Aaron Rodgers, my homeboy.
Even though he came up with the Super Bowl this year, I mean,
any other pick, I don't mean to be that guy, but any other pick is just wrong. It's it's not correct.
So is it a lock for him?
I think it's a guaranteed lock that Aaron Rodgers will win MVP.
And other ones are really bad sometimes.
I mean, who else would be?
NFL is very biased towards Patrick Mahomes, I will say.
Who would be?
Everybody really biased towards Patrick Mahomes, except for me. Of course, I'm very biased. Yeah, I'm still am. I'm just on the other way.
Yeah. No. I think Aaron Rodgers has definitely the best shot. I think if it's not Aaron Rodgers, it'll probably be Patrick Mahomes, only because he's insane.
Who knows? I mean, it could be somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
if they're not picking him, then
who decides?
Got something going on.
Who makes the decision?
I couldn't tell you.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Is it NBA? It's the NBA.
The National Basketball Association?
The National Biased Association.
How do you determine these things? Like, how do you determine if they're the MVP? Is just based on their stats, or
I mean, based on the year Aaron Rodgers had, what did he throw? Like 6 picks all year. I mean, it's pretty good.
I think maybe 5.
Yeah.
So is it based on how you lead your team or
Something.
how you do as an individual player?
Mostly how you do as
I
an
think both.
individual. Yeah, Myles is right. I think Aaron Rodgers is definitely the leader of the Packers. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I actually do have something to say about this. I mean, it really does have a lot to do with that, because think about it. If Aaron Rodgers was on a team with no weapons at all and no tight ends, no wide receivers, no run game, would he be winning MVP? No, he wouldn't made the playoffs. The team definitely helps it. Of course, himself as a player, he's very good. Like, just saying, if he was on the Lions, he wouldn't be winning MVP. If he was on the Patriots, the Giants, all these other teams, wouldn't be winning MVP. But, I mean, a good example for that, of course, Matthew Stafford is a good example. But another one I think is Justin Herbert. His team was terrible. What did they win, like 6 games at most this year? And he had maybe 2 offensive weapons, and one of them had to leave for like 6 games that year. Anyway, Justin Herbert, maybe was he on the Packers or the Chiefs this year? He could have won MVP, had a very good season. I just find that that's a good example of, your team does affect it. But of course, I believe that it is your personal stats more too.
Yeah. Speaking of Justin Herbert, how about we move on? Pretty obvious. I think Aaron Rodgers is the highest MVP candidate for this season. But speaking of Justin Herbert, I think we could move on to the offensive rookie of the year. And in my opinion, this was a toss-up between 2 Justins, Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver for the Vikings, had a phenomenal season. He received for over 1,000 receiving yards. Justin Herbert had a phenomenal season. Just like Myles said, he doesn't have that many weapons. They didn't win that many games, but he was phenomenal. I think he will win it only because normally the NFL is a little bit more biased towards quarterbacks because it's such an important position in football. So I think Justin Herbert will win it mainly because he's a quarterback and he gets the ball on basically every snap, whereas a wide receiver, it's tougher because you can only get thrown to a certain amount of times, basically. So, but I do think Justin Herbert will win it after the amazing season he has had.
Yeah, Quinn. Herbert, very good. Before I make my decision, I'm going to have to give my boy, Michael Oweno, he's on the Patriots. I'm going to give him some love. Good shout out there. He was in the 4th round, so he's pretty late in the draft, and he's still, I believe he was 4th on Pro Football Focus's rankings for rookies this season, and that includes offense and defense. That's phenomenal. For a 4th rounder, I mean, he's not really making that much money, and the Patriots have just gotten so much mileage out of him. He was so good this year. Didn't get flagged a lot. Protected the quarterback and helped the run. So I'm gonna give him a shout out. Like you said, really for me, it's between those 2. I mean, there's probably some more people like that you could pick, but really those 2 for me, in my opinion, it's these 3. I'm gonna have to differ, so we're gonna have to agree. I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. Mainly the fact is that Justin Jefferson was taken later than Justin Herbert was. So I feel like that does have a little thing to do with it. He's also ranked number 1 on Pro Football Focus for rookies this year. And, he set some records. Herbert, I believe, set some records too. But for me, I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson. So how do you want to do this? Do we, try to agree, or do we have Noah or the DAD?
I think for both of us, it was definitely between those 2 players. Obviously, you brought up Michael Oweno, but I think he is very good. Don't get me wrong, but a little biased tree there.
Biased tree.
Still, I mean,
the word is biased.
Number 4 on Pro Football Focus for 4th round. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Although it was biased.
Yeah.
I do have to admit.
Justin Jefferson obviously had the amazing season, had breaking many records. I chose Justin Herbert mainly because he also had an amazing season, and a lot of times the NFL does pick quarterbacks over other positions for
Wait,
awards
actually, I have
like
a question
this.
here.
Yeah.
Are we doing who we think should win or who we think the NFL's going to pick?
I think it's probably going to be one and the same for the most part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, like, I do think that they'll pick Justin Herbert, but I think Justin Jefferson should win.
Yeah.
Because, like Quinn said, quarterback biasry.
I think we'll do it. We'll do it.
Can we
who
just
we
make
think
record of
win.
the new word that Quinn invented? Biasry.
Yeah, biasry.
It's like history, but it's biasry.
Yeah,
Is that a word?
No,
It is now.
definitely not. But,
It's a word now, boys.
It is
Yeah.
now.
So does the DAD and No Bro want to weigh in on this one?
yeah. All right. Who wants to go first?
Not the DAD.
Okay.
No,
Noah,
not
do you
me.
want to go?
No Bro can go first.
No.
On the
Who does
rookie.
Justin Jefferson play for?
Justin Jefferson.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Oh, we got it
Two
right.
teams that had
Hey,
generally bad.
great job, man.
I know like half the Giants. Okay, so pretty.
No, I think you guys should move on. You got to
All right.
keep moving.
Yeah.
Let's do keeping on the focus of the.
Wait, so who do we decide?
We just agreed to disagree.
Yep. It's a toss
Okay,
Toss
that
up.
works for me.
Moving on with the
It's a good
rookies
one to
of
put
the
on your
year.
Instagram story for a vote,
Yeah.
Myles.
Yeah, moving
Oh,
on.
the DAD, that's clutch. That's clutch.
Yeah, you got to do that.
All right,
The DAD.
moving on with the rookies
Thank
of
you.
the year. Myles, you want to go on to defensive rookie of the year? I'll let you start with this one.
This one is like really difficult for me because I personally don't have a huge preference with this one. There was obviously a few people that standed out for me. I'm gonna let you go first, just because I don't know.
All right,
I'm just gonna let you go first.
I personally think Chase Young deserves to win defensive rookie of the year. I also think the NFL will choose him. He has played phenomenal this season. He's really lived up to the standards of going second overall, and I think he deserved that pick, and I think he also deserves defensive rookie of the year. I mean, Chase Young, Washington football team. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. Of course, Chase Young, one of the best players in the league. I don't know. For me, it was really Tristan Wirfs, Jeremy Chin, and Chase Young. I'm going to go with Chase Young just because I don't really have a preference between those three. So I'm going to go with Chase Young. Then it would have been Tristan Wirfs. Then it would have been Jeremy Chin. So Chase Young.
Isn't Tristan Wirfs a offensive lineman?
Yeah, maybe. Okay. I'm completely wrong about that one, but still.
It's all right. He did play very well though.
Yeah.
So
This is a
moving
good rookie
on,
class.
want to do offensive player of the year? Yeah, want to just do
Yeah, sure.
offense? All right. I guess.
Wait, I have a question first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you win? If you win MVP, would you also win? If Aaron Rodgers won MVP, could he also win Offensive Player of the Year? Because
That
if
is
he's
a
the
good question.
most valuable player in the league, wouldn't he be the Offensive Player of the League?
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
very
know.
good question. I'd assume that he couldn't win both. I mean, I feel like that does make a lot of sense. I mean, if you win the best player MVP, which is the best player of that season, then and you play on offense when you also win best player on offense in the year. I guess that would make sense. So I'm gonna say probably you can't win both just because.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But offensive player of the year, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so in my mind, I have Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, I'm not going to pick him because he's evil. I have Alvin Kamara. I have of course Derrick Henry, and I also have Dalvin Cook. And then you could obviously pick some others, but really for me it's that. I'm gonna be biased here based on my music, and I'm gonna go with Kamojo.
Mojo is my bro.
All right. Noah, you gave me the look. Noah, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I wanted to add something. So, during like this start when they're having the draft, they're mainly focusing on Joe Burrow, and they had really high hopes for him. And do you think those high hopes of him being like such a great player this year, do you think he has a chance to have an award this year, or do you think he was set back due to his injury?
I think Joe Burrow could have still been in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for him injuring his ACL. I think he still would have had a really solid chance. I mean, he went number 1 overall for a reason. He really helped out the Bengals, but I still think even if he hadn't torn his ACL, I think he's still one of Justin Herbert still one of, or I think Justin Herbert still, after the season he has had, is going to get it. You know, it's tough to say because you never know. Joe Burrow could have just peaked at the end of the season. So, but I think after his injury, I don't think he will win an award this year.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, I mean, like his quarterback or his offensive line, they're terrible. They just stood back and let some random player maim him. Yeah, I blame most of his failure on his offensive lineman. He was having a pretty good year before he was maimed. Next year I sort of hope he plays like better and stuff. Because I do think he's a good pick, and I don't want people to be like, "Oh, it was a terrible pick." The Bengals definitely need some help, though. Joe Burrow could be an offensive rookie of the year, but he was injured.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we got a dog barking.
Yeah. Myles, you mentioned that your top 3 picks. Who your top 3 picks were? Oh yeah, you said you think. A little biased from the song, but you picked Kamojo. Personally, I think I also have I've narrowed it down to 3 players, myself as well. Mine are as well, Kamojo, Travis Kelce, and Derrick Henry. I personally think the NFL will choose Derrick Henry after the season he's had over 2,000 rushing yards. He's a beast. He was a beast last year. You can't stop him. When I was watching him last year in the playoffs, it looks like every single play he ran for 5 or 6 yards. So I think he will get it. He also played like that this year.
I'm losing you.
I think Derrick Henry will get it. I think Travis Kelce is also a very good candidate, receiving for over 1,000 yards. He played amazing, 11 touchdowns. He played amazing. I think we're gonna move on to the mid-commercial break. I
guess we should go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah. We Derrick will Henry. On the second half. Sorry. For the second half.
We'll just see what happens.
Rewind with it?
We're gonna just see what happens.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the mid-commercial break, and we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks, Dad. This is a great game.
You betcha. Pops Pretzels. Get your pops here. Get your pops here. Pops Pretzels. Get your pops here.
Hey, Dad, can we get a couple Pops Pretzels?
You betcha.
Sweet. Nothing compares to a warm, delicious, cooked to perfection Pops Pretzel at the game. Pops, they're perfect.
And if you can't make it to the game, let Pops Pre-Frozen bring the taste of the game to you.
Hey, this is Quinn, reminding you to head over to sportsbabblevt.com for show recaps, sports updates, contests, news, and more. Plus, click that contact us link and send us your thoughts, questions, or ideas. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the show.
With Myles and Quinn.
And we are back. So we were just taking a mid-commercial break there at the 20-minute mark.
20-ish.
But we are back. I think we have 3 more awards to go. So do you want to
rolling.
just wrap these up real quick?
Yeah,
and then
wrap
we'll
them
move
I
on?
actually have one more
Let's
award that I
go.
want to add at the end.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have three
Four.
plus one
Yeah.
awards.
Four.
You meant,
Yeah,
so.
4.
All right,
basically.
but we'll just move on to. So I think me and Myles, did we both agree on Derrick Henry as the winner of Offensive Player of the Year? All right.
Yes, we did.
Now moving on to Defensive Player of the Year. Personally, for me, this is a toss-up between 2 players, T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. T.J. Watt.
Ooh.
I mean, how can you not say T.J. Watt?
T.J. Watt playing for the Steelers.
What about Xavier Howard, though?
That's also a good one. But personally, for me, it's T.J. Watt or Aaron Donald. T.J. Watt had the amazing season he had. He's a left outside linebacker, I believe, for the Steelers. I think he's the best defensive player on that team, even though they have a phenomenal defense. I think he's the best defensive player on that team. Aaron Donald, he is the main, like, when you're playing the Rams and you're like a right guard or something, and someone says to you, you have to guard Aaron Donald, you are scared. You are
Yeah.
very scared.
And usually when that happens, they just have Aaron Donald be doubled, and then that's one more guy open on the.
Yeah, a lot of times they have to double team Aaron Donald, and that opens up other spaces. So Aaron Donald just rips apart defenses, and with Aaron Donald on the Rams, he just like he's just a whole nother factor. And I would even go to say Aaron Donald might be the best defensive player on the Rams as well, even though Jalen Ramsey is on the Rams. So personally for me, it's a toss-up between T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. I really like Aaron Donald, so I want him to win it, and I personally think he will. But yeah, for me, it's Aaron Donald. You were starting to say something before, Myles, about Xavier Howard. You can go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's good. Those 2. For me, it's Aaron Donald third. He's definitely the best player on the Rams defense, in my opinion. He's better than Jalen Ramsey. Second, Jalen Ramsey's probably like 4th or 5th anyway. Second, Xavier Howard. First, T.J. Watt. It's very difficult to go against him. I mean, the guy gets so many sacks and he has an interception. That is ridiculous. So yeah, for me, the obvious choice is to go with him.
Yeah, coming off the edge when you're most of the time rushing the QB. Surprising that you got an interception, but he's got it. So that's also a very good pick. I think I can come to an agreement with you on this one for T.J. Watt, even though I very much like Aaron Donald. I will agree with you on this one. I will come to an agreement with you. T.J. Watt is Sports Babble's pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Next one, do you want to do Comeback Player of the Year? I think this one is pretty obvious as well.
Yeah.
I'll let you start.
Say it, Quinn. Say it.
I'll
Now
let
you can go. Say it. Say it.
Comeback
Say
Player of
it.
the Year is Alex Smith.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Bummer.
Oh.
Why is he so good? Go ahead, Myles.
You disgust
A
me.
few years ago, he was tackled, and the bone popped out of the skin. And then it got infected, and he almost died. And then they talked about amputating it and having him play with a trionic leg. He had like 16-ish surgeries, somewhere around there, probably more. And he was able to come back. The fact that he came back is just insane. And the fact that he won games. He beat the only undefeated team left. That is just insane. I mean, if there's any other pick, I'm probably going to, stop watching football. I mean, I hate to say it, but if the NFL screws up this one, no. Congrats to Alex Smith because he pretty much easily wins it.
Yeah.
And go Washington football team.
I mean,
right?
He had a life-threatening injury a couple of years ago. And even, I think, honestly, even if he'd came back and the Washington football team went 1-15, I think he still would have got it. Just the fact that he came back from a life-threatening injury is insane. He definitely deserves to win it. If he doesn't, I don't know if you can sue the NFL for something, for making a bad pick, but we would.
Yes, you probably can.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Smith, it's the obvious choice. He brought his team to the playoffs, even though that division is.
You know someone has.
Anyways, yeah, definitely Alex Smith for this one. I think there's one left other than Noah's
and
award.
I also have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. The DAD.
I can ask it now if you want, but I was going to wait. Why don't you guys finish up first?
All right, the last one, the last award would be Coach of the Year. I believe this is the last award.
And how do you judge that? Just how
how the coach leads the team.
Is it based on wins and stuff?
You can base it off wins. You can. I also like to base it off player growth. Like a lot of times, some players could be like not that good, and a lot of times it has to do with coach for how good they become. Personally, I think this one is also decently agreeable between most people. I think the coach of the year would be Sean McDermott. If you don't know who that is the Bills head coach. He had an amazing career. Not a career. He had an amazing season with the Bills, bringing them to the AFC Championship. Unfortunately, losing to the Chiefs stinks. But I personally think Sean McDermott was the best coach this year. It could also be a toss-up. You know, there's a lot of good coaches. Andy Reid, obviously. There's Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton. There's a lot of good coaches out there, but I personally think this year Sean McDermott was the best one. Myles, what do you think?
Yeah, Sean McDermott's a good pick. There are so many quarterbacks or coaches who are just good, like Sean McVay, one of the best coaches in the league, in my opinion. For me, again, I'm going to go a little bit biased here, and I'm going to say it's Ron Rivera because,
biasedly.
I mean, Alex Smith, he was also dealing with something. He had cancer. He was able to beat cancer and not miss a single game. That is ridiculous. And he also improved the Washington football team. Everybody thought they were going to suck, because they have in the past. They've been rebuilding for a solid 25-ish years. Their defense is so much competition. Lol. They were able to improve their team so much, take them straight to the playoffs, do decently well in the playoffs. I think they did better than every single person in the world predicted them to. I thought it would be like 40-10, and it turned out to be much closer than that. I'm going to say him, he's just had such a good story. Although, they won 7 games. That's not exactly the most impressive thing, but he improved the team. He took them to the playoffs. He was able to do this without missing a game with a terrible disease. Of course, I'll be willing to go with Sean McVay Sean McDermott for the sake of the argument, but I just want to make it clear that, he had his team won like 3 more games. Yes, him, easily.
Yeah, very true. Comeback Coach of the Year. Sports Babble Award. Ron Rivera. Did he ever leave though? Because didn't you just say that he played, or he was at every game, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, he coached every game. He didn't miss one.
Coach of the Year 2.0.
Yeah. Comeback coach of the year.
All right, Noah.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna. That wraps up
What do you
for
got?
all of our awards.
Well, Noah had
no,
an
I
award.
got
He's
it.
got
Oh
an
yeah,
award.
Noah's got.
Quinn,
I'm
what are you
hey,
doing to him?
I thought he wanted to do it at the end. I feel like that's what he said earlier. Noah, what is your award?
Okay. So this is kind of a weird one. I don't know if you guys want to answer this one, but I was gonna say like injury of the year award.
Injury of the year.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them.
That one.
There's a
Like
lot.
who had the best injury?
Injury.
I don't
Let's
know.
vote on the best injury of the year.
So who got injured the best?
Yeah.
Well, the best is in like really the worst. So.
Well, let's think. Who got hit really hard
Oh, Dak
and was
Prescott.
just out?
Dak Prescott.
He didn't get hit that
No.
hard though.
Wait,
No.
what are the
his
standards
ankle-
for this?
he was
Are we
out
like
for- like that's
the
an
one
injury.
that we like the most, or the one that was most impactful, or the one that's like
Most
the
impactful.
worst?
What
I
was the
think most
gnarliest
impactful.
injury? How about the gnarliest injury of the
most
season?
impactful. I like
The
that one,
gnarliest
Miles.
injury?
Yeah, the gnarliest injury.
I think the gnarliest injury.
Does
would
gnarly
be-
mean good? I'm not sure what
Gnarly's
gnarly
like
means.
Insane.
scary, insane.
Gnarly means awful. Like your
Is that
leg
good?
like your leg snaps in half. Like ooh, like gruesome.
Is this one that we're like excited about or something?
You know, Miles,
No,
you can go ahead and just say what your favorite injury of
No.
the year was. I know what it is. I could guess, like
What?
right now. It's Saquon Barkley tearing his ACL. I could almost
That's
guess
actually
it.
wrong.
That's the
I was
saddest.
gonna go with
injury.
Patrick Mahomes deep in the playoffs.
So his toe injury,
His toe.
or
His
no,
turf
no,
toe?
his
His
nerve,
head hit.
His head, his
nerve.
concussion, not concussion.
Yeah, no. When we were watching that video, my dad was making some pretty
Ew.
funny comments. He was like,
Looking out my window and like there's a hornet's
Patrick
nest
Mahomes-
on the ground right there.
"Oh
What the
God,
heck?
Patrick Mahomes." Like, my dad was saying when he got hit, Patrick Mahomes looked like he looked like on the sideline. He was at the beach.
What the heck? Why is there just a hornet's nest on the ground?
Miles,
getting
don't get
this.
A
stung.
quick intermission by Miles.
Don't get stung.
All right. So no, best injury of the year. I think the most impactful one was the Dak Prescott injury.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing.
That's what I was saying.
I think if Dak Prescott didn't get injured, I think the Cowboys would have won the NFC East. And I think they could have done pretty well in the playoffs, although they don't have a great defense. In this situation,
You could say the
By
same
that, their
thing about
defense is terrible.
Saquon Barkley. So
yeah,
go ahead, just say it. Since you're gonna say it anyway.
yeah, Saquon Barkley, obviously the most impactful one. If Saquon Barkley didn't get injured, the Giants would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we all know it.
Thanks for clearing that up.
All right, let's move on.
Oh,
All
I
you
had a
need is
question.
a quarterback and some better defensive players and a good offensive line and maybe a backup running back and some wide receivers and a tight end and an entire defense and good kicker and you do have a decent punter. You have a good enough punter.
We have a
Your
good
special
kicker.
teams is
Speaking
on
of
point.
which, that's a great segue
Special
into
teams
my
is on
question.
point.
Yeah. Oh,
Does
yeah.
anyone know?
What's your question?
And this could be a trivia question that I really don't know the answer to, and you guys might not either. The suspense is probably killing you now, right?
Yeah.
So my question is: does anyone know the last time that a kicker was MVP?
No.
It hasn't happened, has it?
I
don't think so.
don't know if that's really the truth. I think it may have happened.
A kicker?
A kicker, MVP. Look it up.
How many field goals did they make?
Look it
Like
up.
80?
I don't know.
Like 80 field goals.
Well, first of all, how many times have
All
kickers
right.
saved the
I'm
day?
just gonna
You guys are
like
so
who do I think
unappreciative
won?
of these poor kickers.
If there was a MVP, who do I think won MVP as a kicker?
Yeah, that's you know what?
I think it was
Like a
Adam
Super Bowl
Vinatieri.
MVP?
That's perfect. What?
Adam Vinatieri.
Oh, did you mean like a Super Bowl MVP or like
No, I just
regular
meant,
season
has a
MVP?
kicker ever won the
like?
MVP?
Do you know this? Do you
I
know?
know. I said I didn't know it. I have no
I doubt
idea.
anyone ever has a kicker.
All right, we'll
It
find
seems
out.
sort of doubtful.
kicker.
I'm gonna be a hater and say
Has
no.
a kicker ever been?
Can you really be like a kicker's like the best player in the league because they kicked a field goal? Like that's their
You have
job.
to make like 80 field goals.
I
That's their
know.
job. Well, it's the
Like,
quarterback's job to throw
They get
touchdowns,
paid
but
millions to do it.
Yeah, but that's definitely more difficult.
Yeah. Probably a lot more pressure.
what was your
You
what
have
was
to
my award going to be though? What did you? The kicker award. Who is it?
The kicker award.
Yeah, those two.
Young Ku of the Falcons.
Jason Sanders much. Young Hoku screwed up. Remember in that game where he missed a 37-yard tying field
It
goal
was
against
one
the
field
Chiefs?
goal. He kicked like
Jason
40
Sanders,
field goals this
Pro
year
Bowl
in a
kicker.
row.
Jason Sanders, easy. Pro
John
Bowl
Wake,
kicker.
who's a Pro Bowl kicker. All right, whatever.
Or I know. Jason Sanders is the first team All-Pro kicker.
All right, Jason
he's-
Sanders
I
it
don't know if he's
is.
Pro Bowl kicker.
All right,
Local news and
I'm
sports
gonna be a
with
hater
Noah.
against Young White Kid because I released him for my fantasy team when he got like 2 points one week.
all right, we're gonna head over to local news and sports with Noah.
And we are here. You already know it's with me, myself, and I. We're making that thing. That's the thing now.
That's the thing.
Something really big actually in the winter sports. We have been approved to have games this coming Friday in high school. So
High school sports only, or is that
High school
middle level?
basketball.
yeah, that's what the schedule is looking like. I'm not sure for middle school for you.
Yeah,
Quinn.
no. For middle school, it's 2 weeks after you start. So 2 weeks after Friday, on March 1st, they will announce if then we can start playing games, and if we can, then it's only within our school district.
So the high schoolers are like the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Right. We'll see how
So-
you guys are feeling. How you feeling? How you feeling? Okay.
All right, you can go.
What
Okay.
else? There's other news, I'm sure. No, is there not?
That's like the big thing that
That's the big news.
I came across.
That's the big news of the day. Well,
yeah.
and it's the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Oh, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Miles, can you do a little Instagram post of Tampa Bay or Kansas City
Who's
Chiefs?
gonna win?
Who's gonna
You
win?
know it. Oh, shoot, I almost just fell.
Another thing is, don't go to my school with saying that you root for the Kansas City Chiefs or any team except for any team with Tom Brady on it, because everybody in our school likes Tom Brady.
I saw a kid
Except for
get beat up
Quinn.
in the parking lot the other day with a Jets jersey on.
You know,
It was-
you already know when I
Well,
wear
more
he
like
had
if
his
you
Sam
say
Darnold jersey
You
on.
like Patrick Mahomes, then you're gonna get beat up in the parking lot.
Quinn has
You already know.
Quinn's Giants jerseys all flip inside out to be Brady jerseys from the
If
Patriots.
you say you really like any player on the Chiefs except for Daniel Sorensen or Harrison Butker, and I'm not even a huge fan of Harrison Butker, then you're gonna get beat up in the parking lot or the alleyway behind. Where's an alley? The alleyway behind the Green Dragon.
See, Miles already knows.
Yeah.
The baseball field was always for me growing
There's
up.
also some.
baseball field at 4.
We really don't have a lot of alleyways.
There's
in
also
this
some
town.
big news in the NFL. The Chiefs have recently made, I think, the most important signing, so they can win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs signed
Drum roll, please.
Jamal Manning, a unknown
Who's that?
quarterback.
Oh yeah, I
This
saw those
Chiefs
memes.
signed Jamal Manning, an unknown quarterback that looks awfully like Eli Manning. So we'll see how Tom Brady does against someone that looks exactly like
boys,
Eli Manning in the
ready?
Super Bowl.
He's gonna just like
You
want
guys
to
are
run
gonna
away.
hate me for this. I got a fun little game for you here. Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes comparison. First year as a starter, lost in the playoffs. Second year as a starter, won Super Bowl. Third year as a starter. Well, we don't know about Patrick Mahomes, but we do know that Russell Wilson lost in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Dun dun dun. Or no, against Tom Brady.
Ooh.
That's even more ominous.
Yikes!
All right,
We have to hope that this trend continues,
I
and
think
then
So
Patrick
we made
Mahomes
a
will
little.
never go to another Super Bowl.
We made a little video with our friends at Jib Jab that we should put on the website. With we had to. It was hard. We had to get Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes together for this filming.
they
and
were.
It was like
They put on a good stage face.
they did. It was like a month on location.
It was. It
so
took a while.
You'll have to check
We'll
the
put
website.
that on the website. Check the website.
Yeah. No. Are you doing trivia, Noah? I see you sizing it up over there.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I was just about to ping pong right over to Noah for trivia and
he's
listener
threatening-
questions.
he's
No, do you
threatening
have
the
listener
trivia
questions for today? You
Yeah,
guys
boy.
kind of did listener questions along the way.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
Let's go with the trivia, homeboy.
Ooh, Noah's on the spot.
Does someone should make? I think I said this last time. Someone should make like a standings of
This. I feel like you
Who-
guys might know this one. Let me switch over real quick.
Miles.
Yeah, Quinn, that's not a bad idea. We really should make standings.
Of the trivia. I know Miles on your last, on
yeah.
on your most recent Instagram story, you did put how well did everyone do on the trivia.
Yeah, I got all those right.
Yeah, I
so.
got 100% mainly because I was there.
You were
Doesn't
1
matter.
for 2, Holmes.
I just want to add on to my question before, real quick, with a hint.
hint.
This is a hint.
A hint.
Only 3 pure special teams or special teamers have been enshrined as MVPs.
Okay.
2 place kickers and 1 punter.
A place kicker?
Oh, you know what? No, that's the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, that's the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Shoot,
we're gonna.
sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna
I might
move
have
right
to-
on to trivia. Let's
Kicker
let,
in the Hall of Fame,
let's
Kansas
let
City
DAD
Chief from Norway.
figure that out. But I got a trivia
Best
for you
Chief of all
guys.
time.
All right, no one's got
Um,
a trivia.
What NFL team scored the most points in a single Super Bowl? The Patriots, the Packers, the 49ers, or the Cowboys?
I know it.
I know you. I feel like you guys are.
All
Gonna
right,
know
I'll
this
say
one.
I'll say it first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I know
guess
it.
because Miles know it. I actually, honestly, don't really know it like off the top of my head. I feel like I should. I'm just gonna wing it and say the Patriots,
Patriots.
like against the Falcons or something.
Yeah. Miles.
Well, as y'all know, my mom and my sister actually you probably don't know this.
I
My
said
mom and my sister
49ers, by the way.
are 49ers fans. My mom has a Steve Young jersey. She breaks out every Super Bowl. So Steve Young, in his only Super Bowl appearance, to my knowledge, yeah, it is. He threw for 6 touchdowns, a Super Bowl record which will never be broken, except for maybe by Tom Brady, not Patrick Mahomes. So I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
Because 6 passing Super Bowl touchdowns, that's good. Ricky Waters, I think, was on their team that year too, and he might have scored 1 or 2.
Remember,
maybe
guys,
3.
I said the 49ers.
Okay,
Remember
so
that.
we got
Yeah,
2.
so I'm gonna go with
Who
49ers.
is the 49ers?
Who is the 49ers? You said the Patriots,
Let's
Quinn.
see. Yep, it is the 49ers. They're
Yeah,
55
Quinn,
points.
You said the Patriots.
55 points remains the most ever scored by.
What did the Patriots score? Like 42?
No, they scored 36, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Or it was like 34 or something like that.
That was 42.
Wait,
Anyways.
28-3. So 28, that's 28, 34.
Okay. Okay, this is another one. Which NFL team has played both the AFC and NFC championship games? The Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Jaguars, the 49ers.
AFC and NFC championship game?
Yep.
Like in the same year? I'm so
No, it's just that's just what it says. It just
I
says
think I know. I'm pretty sure I know. Quinn, you
just
go first,
in the
'cause I think I
whole-
know.
What are my options?
Process
Oh.
of elimination.
we
That's
got
what you
the
gotta use.
Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Jaguars, and the 49ers.
Wait, Miles, can you tell me that thing you said before about the comparison of Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, so Russell Wilson, first year as a starter, and Patrick Mahomes, first year as a starter, they both lost in the playoffs. Second year as a starter, they both won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson's third year as a starter made it to the Super Bowl and lost to Tom Brady, and now Patrick Mahomes made it to the Super Bowl and is playing Tom Brady.
Well, I know Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they're NFC, so I don't think it could be
I think I know who it is.
them. Give me the options one more time.
Okay, so we got the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Jaguars, and the 49ers. Miles, since you have a clear idea, you want to go first?
No, because I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go
No, he says he thinks he does.
with
Gotta admit it, Quinn, don't you?
the Jaguars.
Jaguars. Okay.
I don't
Miles,
know why, but sure.
I think it's the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay. And
Wait, no.
let's-
Who is the Cardinals?
Who
Who is the
Cardinals?
Jaguars?
Who are the Cardinals?
DAD, do you have a idea?
No.
The Cardinals?
No.
Question mark.
Okay, I don't either.
Who are
So
the Cardinals?
Cardinals and the Jaguars. Since the Cardinals are first on this one, I'm just gonna go with them first. Cardinals? No.
Not the Cardinals.
The Jaguars?
Oh,
Big
damn.
money.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not the
49ers.
Seahawks. 49ers. I guess.
49ers? No.
Is it actually the Seahawks?
Oh,
It is the Seahawks.
What?
Dang.
It says
I
they
was not
won
aware.
they have won the NFC championship 3 times and lost the AFC championship game once.
When? What year?
They won the NFC in 2005, 2013, 2014, and lost in 1983. So
Really? Who are they playing?
it doesn't say that.
All right.
I have a Super
Ooh.
Bowl question.
Okay. Yeah, let's end it off with this one.
This is. I'm sorry, Quinn. This is
I'm
important.
kidding.
Let's
this
end
is
it
important.
off with
All right.
DAD
Go ahead,
Super Bowl
DAD.
question.
What I would like to know about the Super Bowl is what brand and flavor of chips you'll be eating during the Super Bowl. What's the first
Lay's
brand?
plain.
The first brand
Lay's
and
plain.
flavor you're gonna reach for. Lay's plain says
Lay's
Miles.
plain.
I don't know what options I'm gonna have.
I don't know about
When-
wavy. I'm just gonna go Lay's plain in
We're
the
gonna
yellow
have all the
bag.
options.
Just you imagine you walk into a room and you enter chip
Lay's
heaven.
plain yellow
Alright,
bag.
and-
I like that,
Final.
Miles. I love that decision.
You know, this is a tough one.
Go, Quinn.
Obviously, the Lay's
I think
plain
I'm gonna have to go with
tops. is-
maybe like a Tostito hint of lime, maybe.
Oh, those
Maybe.
are so good.
Oh, I'm not into
Oh,
the hint of
those are
line
so good.
Tostitos.
Either that or just the
Yum, yum,
original
yum,
because you know I want the thing about the Lay's is you want to pick up something too, like some salsa, some guac, something like that. And so that's why I'm gonna have to
You
go
know-
with Tostitos.
Obviously,
Pinto lime.
the plain Lays obviously
Okay.
are amazing.
The plain
Cool
Lay's
Ranch
yellow bag.
Doritos, nacho cheese Doritos. There's so many options. I'm
Dog.
going with the underdog chip, the barbecue Lays.
Ooh, that's not necessarily an
Nice.
underdog. That's usually
My
a
mom
quick
loves
runner-up.
those.
Yeah.
I
Dad.
like the underdog.
Actually, my entire family except
not
for me.
underdog, I guess. But
Good idea.
I'm going to
Barbecue-
go
barbecue
with
Lay's.
all of the above because they've, honestly, I can't really,
But what would you have in your sandwich?
in my sandwich, well, if I had
if you're having a sandwich, I think you
Lay's
got to go
plain.
with the plain Lays. in the
First of all,
sandwich.
let
Yeah,
me-
it's
True.
uncontested. Actually, maybe a hint of lime would be pretty good with something.
I don't
I've
think
done
I'm not sure
barbecue.
what.
I don't think
I've
you
done
can
It'd have
have
to
barbecue.
be a very
tortilla chip on
specific
a
sandwich.
Let me just clarify. I've been putting chips on my sandwich since I was your age. And
Hey, me too. Except since I was like 8.
since you were your age. And the most popular chip to top a sandwich for me is the Lay's plain yellow bagger.
Yep.
You
yeah.
know,
Gotta
I
go
mean,
plain.
They're
sure.
always so crispy and
Actually,
fresh.
like
They're light.
another
They're
one
light,
here.
very light.
It's like
Guys,
you
I got
can't-
another one. A good one to put on your sandwich is Cape Cod kettle cooked original.
Ooh,
Those go. I don't know why, but those go well with your sandwich too. Although
very
Lay's
true.
plain yellow
Yeah,
baggers.
I will say the only thing is the Lays are much lighter, which
Then,
makes
yeah,
them
Cape
a
Cod.
lot better.
Yeah,
on
it's like a different
sandwiches.
oil.
Cape
I don't know
Cod's
what
a little
it
bit
is.
of a mix.
It's a thicker cut chip,
Yeah.
maybe the Cape Cod. You
This
know,
is a weird question for a sports show, but I do see. That
I
is
think
not
this
English.
is the best
I do know how
question
it-
that we've answered best all day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
not
boys.
football, but
Uncontested.
chips.
it's funny we're all on the
Oh,
same page about the
I got
Lay's.
another one.
Yes.
I got
Yeah.
another one here, guys. What is one Super Bowl food that you will be eating? Like, it's a Super Bowl food. I'll start off. I'll set the mood. I'm gonna have to go, and this isn't dessert. This is like a meal. I'm gonna go with pigs in a
Yeah,
blanket.
you said you have
Pigs
to
and
eat.
a blanket.
The challenge is you
I-
have to eat at least 13 of them this year.
I
If-
ate 14 last year, and then
Okay,
I got
so-
cut off.
all right, so go for 15
We're
this
gonna
year.
see how we're doing this year.
Go for 15. Let's
Yeah,
not.
we're going for
All right.
16 this year.
I have a
Or
thing
Should we
that
go
I'd
for
like to
12 since that's
Some
Tom
type
Brady's
of
number?
sandwich.
Well, the sandwich is a given. We've already
Yeah, sandwich
disclosed
is a
that.
given.
I would like. Here's what I'm gonna have. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do, everyone. So just picture this. All right.
Oh,
just
I got one.
Close your eyes and you can almost taste this. Okay. I'm gonna turn on the oven. Okay. I'm gonna turn it on. It's gonna be
I
on
picture it.
like
Oh,
400.
pretzels, I got.
I'm gonna go for. I'm not the. I'm gonna go 400 on the oven. Okay. I'm gonna take a little pan, little sheet pan. I'm gonna take some tortilla chips.
Okay.
You know, you use your favorite brand, whatever you need.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna take
Are
these.
we?
tortillas.
Are we? I feel like I know where
I
we're
think
going
I know
right
where
now.
we're going
Me
with this.
too.
I picture it.
Are
Just
we going
hold-
towards nachos?
Just hold the phone here.
Or is it nacho
And
based? Not my
Miles
business.
Lane, I'm sorry you're not here today, but oh god, you'd be right there with me. Next thing I'm gonna do with these chips is I'm gonna shred up a bunch of my favorite Cabot cheddar cheese. I'm gonna shred that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay that all over the top of those chips. I'm gonna smother those puppies in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing it.
Next thing I'm gonna do. Are you ready for this?
It's not
I'm
stopping.
gonna take some of the pulled pork that Mom,
Ooh.
the MOM,
Oh,
has
I
already
thought you were gonna
guaranteed.
go hot dogs.
Ooh, no,
but-
no, no. She's already said she's gonna make pulled pork tomorrow, right? Which gave
Nice.
me the idea to get in with the chip and the pulled pork marriage, right? So pulled pork over that,
I
right?
have a very important.
Then what I'm gonna do? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Hot dog.
I'm gonna make a little guacamole.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
You
little,
need the guac, you
little
need the guac.
guacamole,
Finish.
little guacamole, and here's the kicker.
Okay.
All right,
I'm ready.
here is the kicker. I'm gonna take
Jalapeno peppers that make you cry.
maybe some people would do a jalapeno in this case. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little barbecue sauce. And then I'm gonna take that barbecue and I'm gonna drizzle it all over the top of that.
You know, that is the
Shabam.
only questionable play, but I think that would be pretty good.
I mean,
I
and then I'm gonna bake it all and melt it all into a gooey mess.
I think I got something. So, is it like the Doritos like nacho flavor or whatever?
yeah, like the orange ones.
Would that be good with nachos?
Don't do it.
Don't you?
Oh,
That would
nah, man.
that would be
That
my
would be so
recommendation to
gross.
not do that. People have done it,
Waste of a
Yeah.
couple
and you
chips
would not be
and
the
food.
first. But
All right, this is the final statement
Just because
of
nacho,
the food
Nacho. Yep.
of Sports Babble. So
Not
final
no problem.
statement of
Hitting
this
50
episode.
minutes. Let's finish it off.
Before
Barbecue
the Super Bowl,
chicken
our last
wings.
statement.
barbecue chicken
Well,
wings, Gwen says.
Statement.
You need the wings, barbecue wings. It's a classic.
Ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch. Blue cheese is
Hey, am I
terrible.
crazy or are we really good at this? Should we make a show called Food Babble with Myles, Quinn, Nobro, and the DAD?
Food
Shit,
babble.
guys.
Could
we
be
might-
on something.
You know, Sports Babble was Sports Babble. But
Sports
we
Food
might
Babble
start
with-
having side videos
the
other
DAD.
than just the main show.
Would it be inappropriate if we filmed our next show in the chip aisle at Hannaford's? Would
No, that's
I don't know
not a
if they
bad
allowed
idea.
filming,
would
but
people look at us funny?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
If we
We could think of the great interviews we can get.
all right. I think that
Yeah.
wraps up for this episode of Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn.
Great
Thank you all for joining us.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
This was a great episode.
Miles Lane, we miss you, buddy.
Yeah. Hopefully we can have you on next episode. Go check out the Instagram for some polls. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time on Sports Babble, Myles and Quinn.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Adios.
Like
Take
and
care,
subscribe.
y'all.
With Myles and Quinn.